Good afternoon, good afternoon. Today is still Monday, March 31st, 2025. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it as always. Appreciate all the support on the live last night. Stayed up too late. Had a hard time getting up this morning. And thank y'all for your support on my barbershop talk thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep doing that because YouTube, for some reason. For those who watched it, tell me what you saw in it that was so controversial to where I couldn't play commercials on it. I didn't get paid for it. Didn't make a dime. But I uploaded it anyway, hoping that y'all would enjoy it. So it ain't always about the money. I do this for the love of it as well. So that hour and almost an hour and 30-minute video, I didn't make a dime off of it. I knew I wasn't going to get paid for it, and I still uploaded it because I wanted y'all to see it. Because I thought it was good, and a lot of y'all thought it was good too. So I appreciate all the positive feedback and constructive criticism of what I could do better, but I did it just how I wanted to do it. Didn't want to zoom in. I want everything natural, not like a production. I wanted it natural, and that's how I came across, and that's what I wanted. So I appreciate your suggestions how I could have did this. I wasn't trying to do it no better than what I did it. It was the message. If you didn't hear the message, if you couldn't hear us, turn up your speaker. Turn up your volume if you couldn't hear us, because I can hear loud and clear on my end. When I went back and listened to it, I can hear. So if you had a hard time hearing, again, turn up your volume. I like to keep everything as natural as possible. Now on to the topic. And one of the topics I was discussing, or we were discussing last night, and what I was talking about was some of the people that were on the panel that came on. Thank everybody that came on. We were discussing one of the young men said something that stuck out to me, and it's been dancing around in my mind ever since he said it all the way up until now. Is that everybody, everything, the whole, how would I say it? How did he say it? The atmosphere, the energy, everything feels dead. It feels like nothing is moving. If you step outside right now, wherever you may be at work, as a matter of fact, he said he worked as security in the mall. And I was in the mall this past weekend, on the weekend. And you can be in the mall or wherever you are in retail where people would normally be spending money, and it feels so sad. It's just a sad feeling. It's hard to explain. When you're in a grocery store and there's like 10 people in there. Have y'all noticed that? When you're in the grocery, depending on where you are, what time of week it is. Let's just say on a Wednesday, when it ain't payday, and you're in a grocery store. It's empty. The mall, empty. If it ain't payday, because people, we live in check to check, most people. So, only time money being spent for real, by the majority, is on payday. Which is normally Friday for most people. Normally Friday is payday. Some people Thursday. I had a job where I got paid on Wednesday. But overall, the majority of payday is Friday. That's usually the day when the store might be packed. Come Saturday, it ain't as packed as it was Friday. Or the first of the month, when them stamps come out, the store is packed. But overall, when there's no assistance or not payday, shopping is dead. Which for me, which I already told y'all before it even reached this point, because of what I do. I've been told y'all, we're headed for a financial disaster. I already told y'all we was already there, but it just hadn't reached everybody else yet. I told y'all 2 years ago, maybe 3, that where we are now, we was going to be here. And I also told y'all it's going to get worse. I also told y'all it's getting worse. This ain't something I want to talk about. This ain't something I want to keep saying. I don't get no joy because I'm living in this cluster F with y'all. And contrary to what some of y'all believe, I'm struggling too. Sure is. I ain't ashamed to say it. I'm not doing good. Like some people, I'm doing good. I'm not. I'm hanging on. Why lie about it? I can lose my stuff any day. And then turn around, y'all be like, Big Wall, what is that? What is that? I thought, and I'm right here acting like I'm big boss. I'm shot, cause yeah, y'all, I'm finna go eat steak. Just got through eating some lobster. No, I ain't doing all that. So as I told you haters, if you hating on me, you hating for nothing. I'm just trying to make it like everybody else. And I can't help but to sit here and focus and notice what I'm up against. Because what I'm up against, you up against. I'm just telling y'all my life. I'm just telling y'all what I'm seeing, what I'm dealing with. I don't know what you may be dealing with. You might be on an island in Puerto Rico or Puerto Vallarta or somewhere. You might be in Cancun. I don't know. Life may be good for you. I'm just talking about Big Ward and what Big Ward got going on. And it just, hold on. I've said this many times before, and I'm noticing it, and I want y'all to pay attention too. As I look around, no matter where I go, whether it be at the traffic light, the gas station, just out and about anywhere. I was even in a night spot a couple of nights ago where you're supposed to be out having a good time, right? You know where you go to have a good time. And I'm observing people as I tend to do. And the look on everybody's faces, no matter where I go, even in the night spot, even in the place where people go to get to take in their little drinks and have a good time and dance and party and laugh and joke, even there, I saw a lot of people sitting in the night spot looking like, damn, even me. I don't even want to go out no more. Because I told y'all I like to go out and enjoy myself, relax my mind, get away from everything. But I've noticed something lately even about me and the people that I'm seeing when I do go out. They're not having a good time. And neither am I. I'm just going out of habit now. Because lately, for the past few weeks, when I go out, I'm sitting in there still thinking about, damn, how am I going to pay this? Damn, these bills piling up. Damn, I ain't working. I'm in here supposed to be getting this off my mind. That ain't working no more. So much stuff is piling up. So much stuff I and y'all are having to deal with, to what it seems like there's nothing, the things that I used to do to cope, the things that I used to do to help me deal with whatever I was dealing with, it ain't working. That shit still hurt. It still bother me. It still be on my mind. When I'm in the club, All these pretty women in here. The music I love. I'm looking around. It's a handful of people and they're having a good time, or at least they looking like they're having a good time. I don't know if they're having a good time or not. They might be putting on, pretending. But I'm in the club looking around like, ain't nobody here laughing and joking, and I'm looking at folks sitting around looking mad. In the club. Include me. I'm not even happy in there like I used to be. That was one of the only places nowadays that I would go and feel joy. Because at least I would be able to feed off the energy of the other people. And even if I'm not in a good space, I was able to feed off the energy of the, hold on. I would be able to feed off the energy, the positive vibes of the other people that are in there having a good time. So even when I was feeling down, I would go in the night spot, and I'm knowing once I step in that door, that positive energy was going to hit me. And what I'm saying is, out here in the world right now, and when you go places, the shop, the grocery store, wherever you go, there's so much negative energy floating around everywhere that will drain you. So I go try to find some positive energy somewhere to boost me back up. And the places that was a tried and true place for me to go to find some positive energy, the night spot, the club, the juke joint, it ain't in there either. You got people in there drinking, full of alcohol, and they ain't having a good time either. You know, alcohol, usually when you're feeling down and out, that alcohol will pick you up. We're in a crisis. How many times you gonna say this, Big Ward? As long as I need to. I'm not saying this just for y'all. I'm not saying this to benefit you. I'm constantly reminding myself. So whenever I think about going to do something stupid, like buy some bullshit I don't need, spend some money I don't need to spend, I keep reminding myself, homeboy, we're headed for financial disaster. We all headed for a time where we may not even be able to take care of ourselves. Not the old way of doing it. There will be a new way of surviving. There will be a new way of paying your bills pretty soon. The old way of going to work, getting paid, paying your rent, your light, more, all that ain't gonna get it, because the way we going right now, we ain't making enough to do it. How are we gonna continue on like this when the old way of doing things, going to work, putting in your 40 hours or your 50 hours, whatever many hours you got, you get your check and it was enough to pay your bills, to buy your food, to buy your clothes, maybe have a little trip here and there. What are we gonna do? What are we supposed to do when that no longer works? When that's no longer the solution. When going to work ain't the solution. When going to work don't pay your bills. What are we supposed to do? What are we gonna do? Again, I think about this question. When going to work, whether you got one job or 5 jobs, when going to work no longer does what it was intended to do, which is support and take care of you and your family, when you're doing all that and that still ain't getting it done, when you done everything, exhausted every way it mean that you know how, I ain't talking about just you, I'm talking about everybody, done everything they know to do, what we've been doing for centuries, going to work to provide for ourselves and our families. What are we gonna do when that don't work no more? What are we gonna do when the average salary you're gonna need to make to just get by is $70,000? Let me repeat that. 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. What are we gonna do when all that is poverty? What are we gonna do when $70,000 is the minimum income you need just to have a roof over your head, if you're not getting government assistance? What are we going to do when 70,000, and it could be more than 70. Really, right now, it's already 70 because you got places where the rent $1,500 a month for a 1-bedroom. You need to make 3 times that to get that place. So that's $4,500 a month. You might as well say 5,000 a month you need to make to afford the average rent nowadays if you ain't got government assistance. In a decent neighborhood that ain't the slums, you need to make at least $5,000 a month. How much is that times 12? That's 60. And that probably just in somewhere like Mobile. New York, California, places like that, you might as well go add another 25, 30,000 to that 60. You're going to need 6 figures in New York to live basic. So what are we going to do? How many people got a job that pays 70,000, 80,000, 90,000? What's the average salary right now? Still, the average salary right now in America, I think, is like 45,000. It was that 20 years ago, if not longer. It's still, if I'm not mistaken, 45,000. It might have went up a few thousand to 48. Where you gonna live on that? You women running around here talking about you ain't going 50-50 with no man. I bet your ass will now. The problem is now you can't find a man that want to do it. For all the years you insulted us, put us down, that we wasn't making enough for you. Now I see women on these websites begging for a man. I go 50-50. Too late. You got to wait for Nate to come through. Y'all remember Nate on Set It Off? That's what y'all got to wait for now if you need help with them bills. Y'all got to wait on Nate. I'm in the band, Nate. That's what you got to wait on now. And guess what? As I'm telling y'all, it's getting worse day by day. We are in financial disaster. This is a complete disaster, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who planned this, who idea this was. I do believe it was planned, though. This ain't no accident. Ain't no way the powers that be, the so-called elite, smartest, brightest people in the world didn't know that what they were doing going to lead to this. We are planting seeds on barren land. You know when they say you plant your seed and you water it and you plant and it's going to grow? We planting seed. In other words, we doing what we supposed to do. The problem is we planting seed in ground that won't produce. We fishing in rivers and lakes and ponds with no fish in it. So most of us, if not all of us, are getting up going to work every day, knowing that at the end of the week, what I done made still ain't enough. But you still got to figure out some kind of way to make it happen. You got to figure out some kind of way to make it enough. Who ain't getting paid this week? Is there some type of, as a woman, is there a Will Earl somewhere I can go sell me a little bit too? No, it's there, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't no joke. There are women on payday and a few days later, they calling somebody. Hey, big head. Calling Will Earl with that shipyard retired pension check or that military pension. And he don't mind buying him a little bit. Because she know she ain't going to have all the money for her bills. She already know ahead of time. She already know before payday. She ain't going to have it. And then the men that can't sell a little bit, what the men going to do when they come up short on theirs? the men gonna start doing something even more drastic because we can't sell nothing, you know. Some of us probably can't. I ain't with all that. I ain't selling nothing. So what are the men gonna do? Why you think they're building more and more prisons? If you haven't noticed that. Pay attention, they're building more prisons. As the economy gets worse, they're not building more factories, more plants to employ people. As the economy gets worse, they're building more prisons. That's for the men that can't figure out how they're going to survive and what they're going to do. And some of the women too. You got some gangster women. But look around in your city, they're building more prisons, ladies and gentlemen. They're not building more factories. They're not building more jobs. They're building more prisons because they know as things keep going the way they're going, we're in a financial disaster. People are going to resort to drastic means in order to survive. Because we're going to survive by any means necessary, and the powers that be know that, so they're building more prisons. So, keep that in mind. When times get so hard, and you're thinking of something dastardly to do to feed your family, just keep in mind they're building more prisons for people like you and me. For times such as this, we're in a financial disaster. What we're going to do about it, that remains to be seen. I don't know. Get it, got it good. Bye.